The 1971 Chevrolet Corvette 454 LS6 is one of the most legendary and sought-after muscle cars of its era, representing the pinnacle of big block performance in the Corvette lineup. With its aggressive styling, powerful engine, and limited production numbers, the LS6-equipped Corvette has become a highly desirable collector's item. The early 1970s marked the transition from the peak of the muscle car era to the beginning of emissions regulations and fuel economy concerns, making the 1971 LS6 Corvette one of the last true high-horsepower beasts before restrictions started to take their toll. At the heart of the 1971 Corvette LS6 is its monstrous 454 cubic-inch V8 engine, a power plant that delivers exhilarating performance and a deep, throaty exhaust note that can send chills down the spine of any automotive enthusiast. This big block motor was factory rated at 425 horsepower and an astonishing 475 lb-ft of torque, making it one of the most potent engines ever installed in a Corvette up to that point. With a high-performance solid-lifter camshaft, aluminum intake manifold, and a massive 4-barrel carburetor, the LS6 was designed for sheer power. It was a direct descendant of Chevrolet's racing technology, bringing track-ready performance to the streets. The LS6 option was an upgrade over the already formidable LS5 454 engine, which produced 365 horsepower. However, the LS6 took things to another level, making it the most powerful factory-installed engine available in a Corvette for 1971. Despite its incredible performance, Chevrolet only produced an estimated 188 LS6-powered Corvettes, making it an extremely rare and valuable model today. The reasons for its low production numbers were likely tied to the increasing pressure from insurance companies and government regulations cracking down on high-performance vehicles. In terms of performance, the 1971 Corvette LS6 was a force to be reckoned with. Equipped with a Muncie M22 Rock Crusher 4-speed manual transmission, it delivered explosive acceleration and brutal quarter-mile times. When tested under optimal conditions, the LS6 Corvette could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds and complete the quarter-mile in the low 13-second range, putting it on par with some of the fastest muscle cars of its time. The massive torque output provided relentless power across the RPM range, making it an absolute thrill to drive beyond the engine. The 1971 Corvette LS6 featured the sleek and aerodynamic bodywork of the C3 generation, which had been introduced in 1968. The iconic Coke bottle shape, pop-up headlights, and aggressive stance gave the Corvette an unmistakable presence on the road. The 1971 model retained many of the styling cues from previous years, but slight refinements included a redesigned egg crate grille, updated fender vents, and new badges. The Corvette was available in both coupe and convertible body styles, allowing buyers to choose between open-air cruising and a more enclosed, rigid structure. Inside, the LS6 Corvette featured a driver-focused cockpit with a dual-pod gauge cluster, a center console housing essential controls, and high-back bucket seats designed for spirited driving. The interior could be customized with a variety of trim options, including leather upholstery and wood grain accents. Although luxury was not the primary focus, the Corvette still provided a comfortable and well-appointed cabin for long drives or high-speed blasts down the highway. One of the standout features of the LS6 Corvette was its handling capabilities. Unlike many muscle cars of the era, which were primarily built for straight-line speed, the Corvette benefited from an independent rear suspension and a well-balanced chassis. With the optional heavy-duty suspension package, the LS6 delivered impressive cornering performance and a level of agility that was rare among high-horsepower American cars. Power-assisted disc brakes on all four wheels ensured that the Corvette could come to a controlled stop even under aggressive driving conditions. The 1971 model year marked the beginning of the end for the high-compression muscle car era. Unlike the 1970 LS6 Chevelle, which boasted an 11.25:1 compression ratio, the Corvette's LS6 engine featured a slightly reduced 9.0:1 compression ratio to accommodate lower-octane unleaded fuel, which was becoming more common due to new regulations. While this change may have slightly reduced peak performance, the LS6 Corvette was still an incredibly powerful machine. Today, the 1971 Corvette 454 LS6 is one of the most coveted Corvettes among collectors and enthusiasts. Due to its limited production numbers and legendary status, finding an original LS6-powered Corvette is a rare opportunity. Pristine examples can fetch well over six figures at auctions, with some models commanding prices exceeding $200,000, depending on condition and originality. Owning a 1971 Corvette LS6 is more than just having a classic car, it's about owning a piece of American automotive history. The combination of raw power, aggressive styling, and exclusivity makes it a true icon. While modern performance cars may offer more technology and refinement, few can match the pure, unfiltered driving experience of a big block Corvette from the golden era of muscle cars. For those lucky enough to experience the thrill of driving a 1971 Corvette LS6, it's an unforgettable sensation. The sound of the massive 454 engine roaring to life, the feeling of the car surging forward with effortless power, and the tight grip of the steering wheel as it carves through corners, all of these elements come together to create an unparalleled driving experience. It's a car that demands respect, rewards skilled drivers, and turns heads wherever it goes. The 1971 Chevrolet Corvette 454 LS6 remains one of the most remarkable muscle cars ever built. It represents a time when horsepower reigned supreme, and automakers were pushing the limits of engineering to create the fastest, most powerful machines possible. While emissions regulations and fuel crises would soon change the landscape of performance cars, the LS6 Corvette stands as a lasting testament to an era when raw power was king.